Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you again so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now look here at Solana, see what's going on. This is one of the most underperforming and underwhelming coins today. All right, so again, pretty bad performance, all things considered. It's dumping really hard. A lot of this lower liquidation levels have been fully swept. You got to keep in mind, folks, once that occurs, it doesn't mean the price just instantly recovers. Bitcoin has pretty significant bearish divergences. Even though there's a potential triple bottom, I think it's pretty unlikely considering everything else, right? So the way we want to understand this here with Solana is that we want to trade with respect and wait for it to find its bottom before we take a long. Really, that's just the bottom line. And I know that a lot of folks get frustrated by waiting for something that doesn't happen, but that's really how trading is. Okay, so if you're not familiar with that, not something that you like to do, perhaps you want to consider a different industry. So let's take a quick look at Solana liquidation. I do want to say thank you again to the awesome support I've been receiving from a lot of community members and or just newer YouTube viewers. So appreciate that. You can like the video and help me in return. Absolutely appreciate that too. Just help less people get destroyed by the market. And again, no one's perfect. We had to close a stop or a long position with ICP basically before it hit a stop loss, and that's just kind of par for the course, right? In hindsight, barely missed our short on Bitcoin at 61K, and wish we'd had done that, but that's how trading works. So just want to try to normalize it, folks. It's very, very standard and very consistent in trading to miss opportunities and to be frustrated by that. So it's normal. It's all right. But you know what? There's plenty more opportunities to see if this one has any potential features here that we want to kind of pay attention to. So let's take a look at liquidation levels first. On the macro on the right-hand side, we can see what I think was somewhere in the range of $5 to $6 billion in liquidation swept between 136 and 134. Again, hindsight's 2020, should have shorted that, but again, it feels weird to short Solana at this point, just because it's getting so close to what it feels like it should be at the bottom, right? Truth is, its bottom's pretty much dropped out, so we could very much be in price discovery to the downside here. There's a lot of volume coming out of this coin here, so a lot of reasons why it's not a great consideration for a long. Keep in mind, this weekend, we're coming up on a holiday weekend too, and one of my community members kind of bring that to our attention. It's a good reminder too. I just want to kind of let you all know, Monday's a holiday here in the States, Labor Day. And in that sense, most holidays are going to be red weekends. You almost always see very, very vicious red days. Okay, so again, we're talking Thanksgiving, Christmas, Labor Day in this example. And of course, September is notoriously a red month. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some pretty bad behavior this weekend, more so to the downside. So just letting you know, that's kind of the premise there. The overall tone of the weekend is pretty much bearish. Okay. Now again, there's no guarantees it's going to happen, but we do want to kind of just be mindful that's a thing. Okay. Okay, so daily time frame, what do we do here first? Well, we look and just confirm that we're underneath all moving averages, the 20-day SMA, confirming that we're not in good shape. We're also under the local point of control here, and if we zoom out, if I'm not mistaken, we should be under the macro point of control too. Let's just double check that. We are, drum roll please, 144 is the macro point of control. We're at 133. So really just telling us that we are below the largest amount of volume. And what does that mean? Well, it means a lot of people are underwater on their trades. And a lot of folks are just going to be holding on and waiting for other people to pump the market when it may not happen. Okay, so again, we're going to need to see a lot more volume for this to be able to recover, and it's not in a good situation right now. So there's no other way around it. If we take a look, of course, at kind of some other indicators, we're trending closer towards 30 on the RSI, not a good sign. Money flow index is hanging tight with stochastic swinging back, and MACD now diverging. So we could be on the beginning of a pretty significant free fall. I get a lot of questions too, like asking, hey, how much further is Solana going to go down? Well, the truth is we came as low as 110 previously. That would be our next logical support range. If we do pull up some different fibs, which I'll go ahead and post those on our playout chart on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, I'll do some macro fibs for us. We are probably looking closer to that range. If I recall correctly, 110 is that common denominator in a lot of ways. So let's look at the 4-hour time frame and really quickly recognize here first a few things here. In fact, we will draw out some new fibs here, of course, because we want to recognize how much lower the price could go based on the recent highs, because we're coming into that 0.618 fib range. So again, we see 110 as the base. We can see 121 and 130, again, is a round number. I'm just saying 130. There's that golden pocket between 120 and 130. That is an area of retracement where we could see considerable support. Okay. Now, a lot of that hinges on previous time frames. So you look here previously, the price spent some decent time here at about 130 before it legged up. But again, it's no guarantees on that. However, a larger probability that the price will kind of average itself out there if it does pull back that far. I like to emphasize the word if because we don't truly know, but at this point we can continue to presume the price will keep going lower. Because again, this rule applies here. When you're under 30 in the RSI in the 4 hour specifically, you want to hold off on closing your short position. You also definitely don't want to take a long. All right, I know it seems crazy. It's like, oh, it's massively overextended, it's just going to turn around. No, it's not really. It doesn't really work that way. Once you break this threshold here, you're under a key level support, which we saw here recently was this 138 range. Now that we've broken that, we've swept all liquidity. There is no opposition. Nobody wants to buy anymore. So the price is just going to keep going lower. That's generally the concept. So now that we're under 30 on the RSI, we want to wait for it to come back up above before we A, consider long, or B, consider closing or your short in profit. Okay. Again, you can close part of it. I recommend always adjusting your stop loss closer to where you're at. So if you're heavy in profit, move your stop loss lower. Don't get too greedy. It's not the kind of market for that. I was talking with my community earlier about that too. You got to secure profit whenever possible. It's really important. Take a look at the hourly. Let's quickly recognize the Ichimoku Cloud. We can see lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below the baseline, and we have no consideration for even being close to the cloud here. So everything that we see here so far is truly bearish. I think in their next stop is somewhere in the range of 128 to 130. Again, I'm just paraphrasing there. It's more specific. I'll tighten up these numbers here soon. I'll post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, of course. And for our community members, obviously, we do have a, Trade alerts is the newer one here, where I just kind of provide you with specific details and coins I'm planning to take trades with. And this is a coin that I'm not planning to take a trade with, truthfully, but we still want to make sure we understand what's going on, right? Anyways, check that out in your own time. I appreciate you watching either way. I hope you learned something today. If you did, comment below. If you didn't, that's okay too. Hit the like button, comment if you get a chance, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Really appreciate your time. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.